Let's talk a little bit about the Oscars this year. So yeah, the Oscars happened and it was probably the most predictable Oscars ever. I pretty much predicted like every single category. The only category that I was like not sure what was going to win was original screenplay. I was for sure that it was going to I was like for sure that it was going to go to Licorice Pizza just because Paul Thomas Anderson, he deserves that award and he's been snubbed a billion times. I just feel like it would have been good for it to go to him instead of Kenneth Branagh. I mean, like, it makes sense for Kenneth Branagh to win because it's like the personal movie. That's like the movie that he made and he tried real hard. And that's like, it's still just not that interesting, that crazy of a movie, Belfast. Belfast wins Best Original Screenplay. That's great. We got a lot of other cool awards. Dune basically won 6 Academy Awards and wasn't even nominated for Best Director, which was like the entire reason Dune feels like Dune, like the sound, the cinematography, the music, and everything is what Dune is because of Denis Villeneuve, and it's so annoying that he wasn't even nominated for best directing, and he should have won. Like he should have been the winner of that category. Either way, best director went to Jane Campion, who directed Power of the Dog, and that was honestly that was a good win as well. That would be like my next. That would be my runner up for that. I would probably do like Spielberg next. But it was annoying how this year that they basically removed or they didn't have those like editing, cinematography, original score. These weren't announced live during the show. They were pre-recorded and then cut into the live studio audience. And then the reactions that were there, they included that into the audio of the pre-recorded thing. And they announced all the awards before the Oscars themselves. So you heard all the awards and you knew that Dune had like 4 Academy Awards before the show even started. You're just like, bro. And then they had like literally like a minute and a half or like 2 minutes of like the award itself in the actual show. And it was annoying because the show was still 3 hours and 40 minutes. Like you cut all these awards and yet it was still bloated. It still felt so long. The point of the Oscars is to celebrate the movies. And that means give these people so that they can have like the real reactions that they have. We want to see those real reactions. We want these people to get the credit that they deserve for making these epic cool debut movies. Like Dune is fantastic and it deserves all those awards. They just announced them like before the show. That's just kind of annoying. They filled so much of it with like random jokes from Amy Schumer, which is like just she's still not that funny. I would have liked to have seen like, Come On, Spencer, Green Knight, Red Rocket, Pig, all these movies, Worst Person in the World. I would like to have seen all these movies get nominated and those movies win because those were the actually good movies of the year. I mean, we had like Dune, West Side Story, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, which is great, which is fantastic. But then we had movies like Don't Look Up and Belfast nominated, like just like random movies that just like weren't as significant as all these other great movies. And that happens every year at the Oscars. Normally, us movie guys, we don't get the real movies, except that we get the fake movies. I wish we could have had the good movies, or the movies that I enjoyed. The Oscars, they're so selfish for not considering me into what movies that they were going to show and get nominated. Jessica Chastain winning Best Actress was, I think, well deserved. Will Smith as well. Chastain had a fantastic performance in Eyes of Tammy Faye. I just watched it before the Oscars, and it was really interesting. Her character was compelling. She's the most deserving of that award. She's been nominated like 3 times and she never won, and it's like about time for her to finally get that award. And it's cool that she finally gets the credit that she deserves. Will Smith as well. I feel like he's also very deserving of this. He has like books and random stuff. And we'll get to that whole incident later with the Will Smith thing. Everybody knows about it already. We'll get to that later. But I think Will Smith, regardless of whatever happened, Will Smith is still deserving of this award. He still gave a fantastic performance. The people voted before the incident happened, so it's not like they knew about everything. But regardless, Will Smith deserved this award. He was fantastic in King Richard, and like we all knew from the very beginning that he was probably gonna win that award. I would have liked to seen Alana Haim or Renate Reinsve win, the girl from Worst Person in the World. I would have liked them to get nominated or win. I would have liked to see Kristen Stewart win as well, but Tammy Faye is good too. talking about Best Picture winner, Coda. I'm very happy that Coda won Best Picture. I realized after the Producers Guild Award win and the BAFTA win wins, I knew as a fact that Coda was gonna win Best Picture, and I am very happy that Coda won Best Picture because it was in my top 10 favorite movies of the year. It was the most heartfelt movie. It was the one of the best acted movies, and it was just a simple good. It was kind of like the Green Book of the year, except it actually had more depth, and it was actually more entertaining and more funny and more heartfelt. So it was basically the good Green Book of the year. No hate to Power of the Dog. I think Power of the Dog deserved best directing and deserved all the nominations, and that's great. It was one of the most nominated movies of the year. It had like 11 nominations. It's an amazing movie, but it's just like saying that Coda won Best Picture is much better than saying The Power of the Dog won Best Picture. It's better when they say when Coda wins, and then you get the people come up and then they do this thing and then they do the shaking. You know what I'm saying? It was cool to see a small movie like this also win. It had like a small, but I don't. Let me see how much was the budget. This movie had a budget of $10 million. It's crazy to see these smaller movies win and also just get nominated. Every award that it was nominated for, it won. It got adapted screenplay. Troy Kotzer brought home the best supporting actor thing, and I was really happy about that. Will Smith, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Let's talk about the Will Smith thing. Yeah, so Will Smith smacking Chris Rock was a very interesting moment. When it first happened, I was like, there's no way that this was real. And then just looking at the reaction and the fact that they actually bleeped it out, they actually silenced it, I was like, okay, this was real. This was real. And then after doing some Twitter investigation, I was able to figure out what he was saying and what actually happened. And now it's all over the internet what happened. And Will Smith cussed out Chris Rock and literally smacked him. And it was just, let's talk about it for a little bit. So Chris Rock made fun of Will Smith for saying that his wife is bald and she looks like G.I. Jane. I assume that he didn't know that she had this disease where she has like some hair loss and it's harder for her to grow out her hair. And then he made this joke and then she didn't like that. And then Will Smith was laughing because, he's like, oh, you got to laugh along with the joke. And then he turned around and he's like, oh, my wife is sad right now. Oh, frick, I gotta do something to show that I'm actually a good husband. And then he walks up onto the stage and he smacks him and then yells at him. And that was interesting. And it was a very weird shift because 1 second he was laughing, second he is cussing him out. And I'm just like, and I guess you probably realized your mistake. I'm laughing at the joke. And so that's why you smacked him. But once again, this is all just my opinion. This is just a discussion between me and you. I'm just sharing my thoughts on the whole situation. I'll just say, I'm not saying Chris Rock didn't deserve that slap, but I'm also not justifying Will Smith's slap. The other thing is, Will Smith, you could have handled that much better. And Will Smith, I know you're watching this video right now. Let me just tell you, what you did was not right. You could just like either after the show just be like, yo, that was trash. Or like walk up on the stage and like do like a whole interaction like, yo, that was whack. And like that would have been better than like smacking him. And then that would have still gotten the amount of press. Will Smith yelled at Chris Rock on stage. That's just not a right thing to do just in general. But then again, you're a celebrity. You should be willing to take all these jokes. It's also particularly weird because Will Smith is famous for having an open relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith. So it's like you are upset about the fact that you called his wife bald, but then you're not mad about the fact that your wife is sleeping with other guys. It's just a little weird, that fact. It's still his wife, and like he should be upset about the fact that she kind of made fun of her. But like, once again, like, I think it was a bit of a distasteful joke from Chris Rock. I'm sure he didn't know. And then he said it and, whatever. It was an accident. But then the fact that Will Smith comes up and smacks him, that's just like interesting. Some people are mad at Chris Rock for saying that joke. Some people are mad at Will Smith for smacking him. And people are mad at the Oscars for condoning violence about sharing it. I'm just like, yeah, I guess it was bad, but it's like, it was just a slap. It's not like it was a punch or anything. But once again, you shouldn't be going around smacking people in the face. One of the craziest moments in any of the Oscar stuff, like next to the Moonlight not winning Best Picture and then winning Best Picture. That was also a crazy moment, and I think they're kind of in between or intertwined as like the craziest moment. This video already has like almost 60 million views, which is just insane. Yeah, that's like me talking about the Oscars. It was a interesting watch. It was fun. It was entertaining, but it was a bit long. And I wish that you didn't cut all those good categories that we actually, us movie fans, us technical movie fans, actually care about. Next year, we'll see what happens. Maybe you'll finally trim the fat. Let's see what happens next Oscars. It might be really bad, uneventful. Maybe it'll also be predictable. We'll see. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoy these type of videos where I'm just talking about a thing, let me know down below, and like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And so that's it. Will Smith, please don't hit me for making this video. Goodbye.